Today we're reading Proverbs chapter 18, verses 1 and 2. From the New King James Version. It reads, verse 1, A man who isolates himself seeks his own desire. He rages against all wise judgment. Verse 2, A fool has no delight in understanding, but expressing his own heart. Now, let's go to Proverbs chapter 29, verse 20. Again for the New King James Version. Let's read. Do you see a man hasty in his words? There is more hope for a fool than for him. What do we get out of this? We get out of this that since ancient times, people understood that antisocial people are people that just don't want to face themselves, nor do they want to be flexible so they can relate properly to those around them. Because one thing about us human beings, we're social creatures. We need social connections. Now, I'm not saying you should get involved with everyone, because not everyone is safe to be involved with, but you need to have social involvement with other people. That's how the human being is built. If you don't get social involvement with other people, it will bring mental harm to you, which eventually lead to physical harm. Simple as that. So we are vulnerable and fragile creatures that need our fellow vulnerable and fragile human beings to relate to. Now, people relate in various ways. People bond based on their backgrounds, their ethnicity, or based on language, or based on common interests. But in any case, you need to be involved with other people. Now, even the wizards on the top of this pyramid scheme of Satan understand this. Even they do not endorse antisocial people. Because just think about it. Someone who does not want to admit their humanity, that they need social connections, your body is designed to involve in social connection. The fact that we are male and female already means that we need one another. Anyone who doesn't want to face the reality of how they're built, or if they have to face of necessity, they only want to deal with people that bend to their terms, such an individual is worse than a fool. Here it says, do you see a man hasty in his words? Hasty in your words simply means that you know it all, or you already know it, or you don't want to hear anything. You have your view, how you look at things, you have your attitude, you have your likes and dislikes, you made up your mind, and you don't want anyone to infringe on your quote-unquote will or how you see things. People just have to take you as you are, because just the way you think, and well, if others have a problem with it, that's on them. That's a narcissistic, reprobate attitude. The Bible makes plain, even for a fool, there's more chance to be rescued than for someone like that. That means even the Bible prefers a fool above someone who simply doesn't even want to look at themselves in a realistic way. Now, again, Proverbs chapter 18, verse 1. A man who isolates himself seeks his own desire. So the only thing on his mind is his own desire, what he wants. What everyone else wants does not matter. The only thing that matters is his desire, and the only people that he considers are the people that either are supply for his desire or people that can enable his desire. But what happens when you confront such an individual and force them to face reality? They'll rage. Anyone who comes with wisdom or actual understanding and actual practical beneficial information, they rage against because they don't want solutions. Look, there are even some narcissists who realize that they are social creatures and they need other people. Those are the covert narcissists. So if even a covert narcissist, despite being reprobate, they realize, well, hold on a minute, I need other people, then people who think that they just want to be left alone all the time, they're way out of line. Not everyone that's antisocial is a reprobate. Some of them are just, they're on their way to reprobation, but they have a mindset inconsistent with their nature. Look, even sodomites recognize that they're social creatures and look for the company of other sodomites. People that are antisocial, they think they're a better rebel than Satan himself. Even Satan is social. He is social with the fallen angels. He is social with the Nephilim. He's social with the human reprobates. to some extent. So even fallen angels, even demonic spirits, realize that being social is part of how they were wired, and also how the human species is wired. And I want you to think about the following. Someone who always makes excuses to isolate themselves. They just think they're too good to participate in the difficulties and challenges of daily life with other people. Those are the type of people who only want to benefit. They just want to appear to get benefits, but when it's required of them to participate and to endure with others, they don't want to. Now, if someone is antisocial and they're completely unpractical, they'll end up homeless in the streets and they will die. If they are a bit practical, they will just appear at work or they will appear at some social gatherings just to give an illusion of being social, just so they can be left alone. The people that isolate themselves, look, if you stay by yourself a little moment because you have to recover or you have to go through therapy or you're in rehab, that's different. But for you to think that you're entitled to be all by yourself and people have just take it, I'm sorry, but your fellow human beings are entitled to expect things from you. You have obligations and responsibilities to the rest of your species. On the other hand, others also have obligations and responsibilities towards you. So it goes both ways. The antisocial individual, they expect others to keep their obligation towards them, which is to leave them alone, but they don't want any obligation towards anyone else. Everything has to be on their terms or else. They rage against reality. That's what they're doing. And ask yourself one thing. What benefits do we as human species have with human beings who think they are better rebels than Satan himself? Who think they are entitled to rage against reality? What benefit do we have of with such people? We don't. They only bring long-term pollution that others have to put up with. But they are the first ones to complain when the pollution from other people affects them. Then they will use the pollution of other people as an excuse for them to be in such an isolated state. But their own isolated mentality causes pollution. They are neglecting their own communities. That's what they're doing. So they're neglecting the community, but they're the first one to complain when they are quote-unquote bothered in their relief seeking. Look, neither the Heavenly Father nor the demonic forces condone antisocial attitudes. Neither the light nor the dark accepts such attitude. So people that persist in being antisocial, they're neither welcomed by the Heavenly Father, nor are they welcomed by the dark side. So that's a special kind of stupid. So what I'm telling you to do is, when you notice someone always wants to isolate themselves, and they always have a reason to complain about other people, and they always have a reason to neglect their communities, or if they get involved in the community, they always have something to complain afterwards. Such people, don't fight them, because that will only trigger unnecessary conflict. By the way, they made a vow against reality anyway. Well, they are in reality at all times, but they operate in a fairy tale. And in this fairy tale, they're entitled to neglect the community, but expecting respect from the community. Such people are delusional. Don't fight them, it only will bring harm on you and other people. Just lower contact with them, pray for them at a distance, and keep on moving. Most of them will not change for the better, will only get worse. So, if you feel like this video was about you, then you know you need to repent, and you know you need to give up this stupid war you're fighting against reality and submit to the Heavenly Father. Straight up. But that's it for now. Keep on improving with Christ, and be at peace, y'all.